Hi, I'm Skylar, and today I'm talking to Charlotte, who is a Marine Engagement Officer at the Scottish Seabird Centre. So Charlotte, when did you first become interested in working in the environmental sector?
Well, my interest started for a very young age. I was taken on walks with my family. I was playing outdoors a lot. And I have family members who are really interested in wildlife. So through them, they kind of sparked that interest in the natural world, the environment, which kind of then led me to studying marine science and doing different subjects in school that meant I could go into an environmental sector-based job.
So jumping on that actually, what really was your pathway to get to where you are now?
Well, my pathway certainly wasn't a straightforward one. I think as so many people have the same experience, there wasn't a plan involved. It kind of naturally progressed. For most of my school life, I was planning on becoming a classroom teacher. But when it came to choosing a degree at university, I decided to pick a topic that interested me, but also maybe something that I could specialise in further down the line. So I actually studied marine zoology, which is a branch of marine biology at Newcastle University. And the plan was, after graduating, was then to do a teaching degree and then to go off and be a teacher. But alas, that last bit didn't happen. I fell in love with marine science, but I was also introduced to the concept of science communication and environmental education through my course. So after that, I kind of pursued public engagement sort of roles. I was very fortunate I got to do an internship with a whale research facility, and with them I got to help out with their public engagement programme. So that really kind of sparked my interest and kind of went, yeah, this is my thing, this is what I'm good at. And from then I kind of went on to volunteer with lots of different environmental charities. I was a field studies tutor for a while. So jobs that basically involved engaging people with the environment in all sorts of different ways. But basically it was wanted to be a teacher, realised there's ways you can vary that, and combining my love of marine science and the environment with teaching meant I'm now where I am today.
So what would you say was helped you the most in getting here?
I think personally, certainly my interest and passion for my subject. I don't think being able to dedicate as much time and effort into something without that would be as easy, or maybe they wouldn't be as inclined to maybe put in as much work without that enthusiasm. But also the people that I met along the way. I was very lucky with all of my jobs to have a fantastic team of experts who showed me new topics I hadn't heard of before, showed me different avenues in this line of work which I haven't thought to scope out before. So definitely picking up on experiences of others and learning sort of from them which route would be best for me in the future.
What would you say was the most difficult thing to get where you are now?
Well, I think as many people would possibly agree, the idea of doing interviews and job application was quite terrifying for me. And in this sector, which involves lots of short-term positions, I've had to do a lot of it over my years. So at first that was quite intimidating, quite scary, a lot of time and effort. But actually over the years, you learn techniques of how to best manage your time, manage your nerves, as it were, and also realise what your strengths are and that you have the confidence to really sell yourself, and actually you have what you need to offer. And if the right job, if you're right for the job's right for you. It's a two-way thing. So that's definitely been a big learning curve.
I could imagine. Do your organisation have any volunteer opportunities or?
Yeah, we certainly do. So the Seabird Centre, Scottish Seabird Centre, is all about giving people opportunities to go and experience the marine environment for themselves, whether it be through our resources and us giving them ideas for going out and doing citizen science projects, or tapping into some stuff that we do ourselves. So Fran, the education officer who you just spoke to, might have already elaborated on it a little bit, but our SOS Puffin project is a conservation project which involves volunteers that go out and they clear an invasive species off of the local islands. So it's great practical conservation work which is there to help improve the populations of the puffins and the nesting seabirds that we have on the islands. So that's a really great practical conservation thing that we do. We also have people coming and helping us out with our education activities, whether it be through Holiday Club, which Fran does on site, or we also go out into the community and we run outreach events and we go to festivals. So we have an army of volunteers who actually come out and help us with our day-to-day running of the Seabird Centre, our outreach work, and any aspect we need help really, and we want to give people the opportunity to get involved. We definitely try and get people involved as much as possible.
That's amazing. So what would you say to young people who are interested in this field of work?
I think my main message is, no matter what your background, no matter how much you think you are or you're not qualified for a position in the sector, there is something for everybody, absolutely guaranteed. The amazing variety of people we have working at the Seabird Centre is a perfect example of that. Yes, there's something, so even if you say don't study science in school or do a degree further down the line that specifically focuses on the environment, you can always volunteer in your spare time, read up on topics, take part in different citizen science projects, and that will then open doors for you to get involved in this line of work in the future. So definitely the volunteering is, I think, a key step. It shows the organisations, charities, you're interested, it shows you're passionate, shows you're willing to invest time and energy. And also for you, it's good to know what interests you and whether you do want to pursue that in the future as well. So volunteering, definitely, and just staying passionate, keep staying enthusiastic and loving what you do.
So what would you say to your younger self?
That's a very good question, because I wish I could go back in time. I think for me, it was lack of confidence was definitely something that I struggled with. So like I mentioned with the interviews and things like that, and not really having a plan of where I was going also made me feel a little bit like, oh, was I on the right track? Am I doing the right thing? So if I could go back in time, I would say, keep going, you're doing well. It doesn't matter you haven't got a plan. You're pursuing things, opportunities that come your way. You're learning as you go. And also, if you hit a bump in the road, say you go for a job that you think is your dream job, which happened, and it doesn't come through, don't worry. Don't see it as a failure. See it as an opportunity, and eventually you'll find your way. Something will come up. As there's a saying, isn't there, as the door closes, the window opens, that sort of thing. So yeah.
Wow, that's amazing. Thank you.
No worries, thank you.